When I finally feature for Two Idiots Peddling Poetry at the Ugly Mug, you'll all be sorry. Especially those who couldn't make it that night, converted to can't stand to hear even one more time all this guys are gushing by, oh my god, I was there that day, audience members and all who talk about how much the night shifters, summer sessioners, sorry that's my wedding daters, missed out on repeat, rinse and reblog, like, share and subscribe because the turntables have turned broken records until you can't help but hate your friends because they just won't shut the fuck up about my feature. So by extension, you'll have to hate me too because I'll be on stage dual-wheel slinging superlative soliloquies while whomever's in charge of booking the features will be kicking themselves in the face for not having asked me to perform sooner. But must have been packing Camelback, trail mix, sunblock, must have hiked quite the mountainous distance to overlook me. But actually no, that's too good for them. I'm going to move to Antarctica and not tell anyone. So one day, like 10 years from now, Ben or Steve will email me with, hey, want to feature at the Ugly Mug? And I'll be like, sorry, I can't. I live in Antarctica now. I'm just too busy these days doing Antarctica stuff. Like bobsledding with penguins and enjoying the snow cone whenever I feel like it. But it was nice of you to ask. I appreciate your consideration, but I'm too busy being in Antarctica. Maybe you should move to Antarctica. One of these Wednesday nights there will be a packed house and someone will say, hey, let's get everybody here who's ever featured at the Ugly Mug together in a single picture. And you'll be the only one who has to worm their way out from the middle of the crowd. In fact, you should probably sit in the darkest corner every night just in case while all your friends who haven't been going to the Ugly Mug as long as you have get their photo snapped as a group. Because maybe then you'll realize you mistook being surrounded by talent for possessing any of your own. I must not be very good. When people cheer as I walk onto the stage, when they laugh at my lines, my ears probably sharpen, gauge more enjoyment, laugh more wow, register more connection than is actually bouncing around in the air, dilated by the needs of my ego. They're probably really thinking, damn it, not this guy again. I was hoping he wouldn't show up this week and ruin an otherwise perfect evening of poetry. What other reason could there be? They thought you featured there already? Wouldn't that make your writing generic, your performances forgettable? Wouldn't it mean you have nothing new or interesting or entertaining to offer? Do you see now that you've been wasting everyone else's time each time you signed up to perform at the Ugly Mug? Everyone who's ever paid me a compliment must have been lying through their teeth. Must tell each other, hey, stop laughing at Mark's poems. He keeps trying to be funny because he thinks he's funny because you keep giving him pity laughs. Stop telling him he's any good. He needs to know. He can't go his whole life thinking he's any good at poetry. We can't just let him do what he wants every week in hopes that one day he'll become some other venue's problem from happenstance and stop bothering us. You know, Ben and Steve call themselves idiots, but at least they've never made the mistake of featuring you. They're smarter than they give themselves credit for. You're not a poet they can laugh straight to the bank with. You're not too big to fail. You're too fail to big. That doesn't even make any sense. Then again, neither does our economy. And neither do your expectation that you should get to feature anywhere because you're forgettable, you're mediocre, you're bad. But what about the bladder? The bladder of that girl who'd been waiting in line for the restroom but let the person behind her go ahead because I got called to the mic and she held her pee until I finished my piece because she didn't want to miss me. Maybe tongues can't be trusted, but a bladder cannot lie. True story. What about that lady who shouted, "What's your name?" in the silence at the end of my poem before the clapping even started? What about the handful of people who've told me that my words and their heartbeats harmonize, that they walked through the muted realities I magnify in my scaffolding absurdity? What do you have to say about that, me? But that's just it, isn't it? You're not me. I'm me. And maybe I'm not good enough to feature at the Ugly Mug yet. But one day, they'll ask me. And it's okay if Alyssa Matuchniak features twice there before I get featured for the first time. All that means is that she's twice as good a poet as I. And I can accept the mathematics of this. But there is no subtraction from my own growth. Yeah, how do you feel about that? One day, I'll have a creator page on tvtropes.org. One day, I'll enter a slam poetry competition and take second place to Ed Mabry. One day, they'll make me the poet laureate because I'm worth it. That is the dumbest line I've ever written. One day, they'll make me the poet laureate because I'm worth it. Because I'll be worth it. Because I will become worth it. And then we'll see who the insecure one is. I'll show you who's egotistical. I'll show you who's spiteful, who's petty, who's megalomaniacal. I'll show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Because when I finally feature at the Ugly Mug, you'll all be sorry.